All right, ladies and gentlemen, lesson 5 of unit 8, applications of quadratics. We are going to use the calculator very heavily in this section. So again, one more reminder, if you don't have your own calculator, you will need to get on Moodle, preferably on your computer. This will not work on the phone. So let me go back. Just a reminder, if you go to our Moodle site, again, there's a calculator right here. You can click on that and you can get to the calculator. The directions are right up above it, if you forgot. And also, let me remind you, there is MCA ACT practice review underneath. All right? All right, here we go. So let's get rolling. Again, you're going to need the calculator, and you're going to need to know how to do this on the test. Here we go. So use the calculator to find the x-intercepts and the vertex. Sketch the graph, plot the x-intercepts, y-intercept, and vertex. Well, first of all, I know one thing without using the calculator, and that would be the y-intercept. Since this is in standard form, the y-intercept is the number in the back. So as an ordered pair, that would be 0, -5. So I'm just going to say this spot right here, that spot right there is my y-intercept, -5. All right, now these are not factorable, and we're not going to use the quadratic formula to solve these. We are going to use the calculator. So the first thing we're going to do, and you need to write these steps down, we are going to type in y1 the 4x squared plus 4x minus 5. Okay, that is step 1. So here we go. 4x squared plus 4x minus 5. Okay. Next, we're going to do second trace. Okay, back to the calculator. Second trace. And then you're going to get this menu. All right? After we get that menu, we want to pick number 2, which says 0. Now, that is also known as the x-intercepts. Okay, please realize 0 means x-intercepts. All right, so here we go. So we're going to go back to the calculator, and we're going to pick, it's number 2, 0. So it's going to graph it, and we're going to see, okay, we've got an x-intercept on the left and an x-intercept on the right. And now you'll notice it says left bound. Okay, so let's go into a little bit further explanation here. So what we're going to do with the left bound is we're going to need to mark it. So after we get to the left side of the x-intercept, again, listen, the left side of the x-intercept. Once we get there, we're going to hit enter one time. Okay, so again, there's 2 of them. So I'm going to start with the one on the right. Okay, this one on the right side. So I'm going to move my little spider. Now I'm not going to move it too far because I want to stay on the left side of the x-intercept. If I look at the arrow I'm showing you, the left side of this spot is under the x-axis. So I am on the left side. If you make a mistake, you'll get an error message. You just have to start over. So I'm on the left side. I'm going to hit enter one time. Boom. Now it says right bound. Okay, so let's write this down. So right bound. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to go to the right side of that x-intercept, and I'm going to then end up hitting enter 2 times. Here we go. Again, rewind this and listen over and over again if you need to. So I'm going to move my spider to the right side. Okay, if I look, again, here's the spot right here. And now my spider is to the right of that spot. Okay? All right, so I'm going to hit enter twice. 1, it says guess, but I don't want to guess. 2. Voila. Look in the bottom left-hand corner. You will see that y is 0. That's good. That's the x-intercept. Y is 0. So one of our answers is 0.72. All right, so go back. So one of them is 0.72, comma 0. Okay, and I'm going to mark that over here. So I'm going to say right here, that's 0.72. Okay, now I need to find the other one. So what I have to do is I have to repeat what I just did. Okay, I'm going to repeat. So I'm going to go, whoops, I didn't draw that far enough. So what I have to do is I have to go back to this spot. Okay, so I'm going to repeat with the second trace. Here we go. So I'm going to go second trace. I'm going to pick number 2. I'm going to move, now I need to move my spider to the other side. So now be careful. So I need to be on the left side. So let's look. Look at the arrow on the screen. So I've got the little arrow right here. So to be on the left side, I need to now be above that spot to be on the left side. So I need to move my spider above. Okay, now I'm going to hit enter 1 time. Now it says right bound. So I'm going to move it again. If you look, here's this spot. To be on the right side, I got to be below the x-axis. If you mess that up, you'll just get an error message. Okay, so I'm going to hit enter twice. 1, 2. There it is. So again, I see a 0 for y, and my x-intercept is negative 1.72. So negative 1.72. All right, so I'm going to mark that right here, negative 1.72. Now, one more thing is the vertex. Okay, so the vertex. Go back here. So for the vertex, I am going to start off with the second trace again. But this time, I am going to pick not the 0. Okay, let's do that. So let's go and look at the menu. I want to pick, now it depends. In this case, the parabola is opening up. So I want to pick, for this problem, the minimum. Okay, the minimum. And if I look at let's look at the graph. Whoops, wrong thing there, Mr. Ellering. Okay, here's the graph. You can see this vertex down here is at the bottom. That is a minimum. Okay, so when I do second trace, I'm going to want to pick number 3, minimum. All right, so we're going to either pick number 3, minimum, or number 4, maximum, depending upon what the parabola is doing. So if I look at my picture, I know it's doing this. And this is a minimum point because it's on the bottom. All right? And then once we pick that, it's going to say again, left bound, right bound. So we're going to follow the same steps that we did up above, except we're finding the minimum in this case. So it says left bound because I already did it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go a little bit closer. So here's your vertex. Look at the arrow on the screen. Okay, I'm on the left side. I'm going to hit enter once. Now I'm going to move the spider to the other side. So now I'm on the right side. So you can see the spider is on the right side of that vertex. I'm going to hit enter twice. And voila, there it is. Now we're going to round this to negative 0.5, negative 6. So the vertex is negative 0.5, negative 6. All right, so I'm going to mark this here also, negative 0.5, negative 6. That's my vertex. All right, moving on. Let's do another one. Let's type, so I'm going to follow the same steps. Okay, and again, if I'm going too fast, just pause it, rewind it, listen to it again. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to type this into the calculator, and then I'm just going to draw a sketch of the parabola, and then I'm going to find the different parts. Here we go. So we go to our y equals. We're going to type in the negative 8x squared minus the 18x plus 5. All right, I'm going to go ahead and graph this. Now, zoom 6, if it doesn't look like that, remember zoom 6 will put your screen back to normal. Okay, I can see that it's upside down. So I'm going to go ahead and just sketch a graph, and it looks like well, I know the x-intercept already. So the x-intercept, I'm sorry, the y-intercept is 0, 5. Remember, that's the y-intercept. So I'm going to say right about there. So I know my parabola is doing this. It's going up, it's coming down, and it's doing something like that. So this is going to be my maximum point. That's going to be for the vertex. And then I've got 2 x-intercepts. All right, let's do the x-intercepts first. Here we go. So follow the steps. Second trace. You pick the 0, number 2. Now, it doesn't matter which one you do first. Since the spider, my spider is right here on the right side, I'm going to find this one first. So I'm going to stay on the left side. Okay, so this one's a little tricky. So look at where my arrow is, right here. That's the x-intercept. So to be on the left side of that, I need to stay above it. Okay, look at it very carefully. And then below it's the right side. So I just need to stay above it. So okay, that's close enough. I'm above it. Enter one time. Now I'm going to move it below. Again, if you mess up, it'll just give you an error message and then just switch. Okay, I'm on the right side. I'm going to hit enter twice. 1, 2. Aha! That 0 is 0.25. Okay, so this is 0.25. As an ordered pair, that'd be 0.25, comma 0. Okay, now I'm going to find the other one. So again, I'm going to go second trace. I'm going to pick number 2 again, except now I've got to move the spider around to the other side. It's going to disappear for a little bit. Just keep going. Okay, there it is. All right, so now I need to look. So here is my x-intercept. I need to be on the left side. Okay, well, where my spider is right now, that's on the right side. So I need to now move it below to be on the right side. Okay, I'm on the right side. Enter once. Now I'm going to move it above. Now I'm on the right side. I'm going to hit enter twice. And voila. Aha, my other 0 is negative 2.5. So this is negative 2.5. Okay, last thing I'm going to do on this page is find the maximum. Okay, so here we go. So back to the calculator. Second trace. Maximum, number 4. All right, now it says left side, left bound. So I need to stay on the left side. So I'm going to move a little bit closer. Okay, I know I'm on the left side. So I'm going to hit enter now. Now I need to move the spider around to the other side. It's going to disappear for a little bit, and then it's going to come around. Oh, there it is. Okay, I know I'm on the right side. I'm going to hit enter twice. 1, 2. So, aha, my maximum. So I'm going to round it. Negative 1.13. All right, negative 1.13 and 15 point, let me take a look again, 13. So my vertex is at negative 1.13 and 15.13. All right, let's keep going. Moving on. Okay, one more example. A ball is thrown from the roof of a building. Its height changes over time, of course, and is given by this equation, where t is the time in seconds after it was thrown and h is the height in feet. Give the height reached by the ball after 1 second, 2 seconds, 4 seconds, and 6 seconds. Now, these four are real easy to do if you simply plug in the numbers, which I will show you, but then I'm going to show you another way because it's going to help us with the rest of this. But just be aware, if always pick the easiest way to solve something. But I'm going to extend this a bit because we need to use it for when we get to F, G, and so on. So you could, for these problems, you could just plug the numbers in. Okay? Plug the numbers in. Okay, plug number in. All right. So you could do this on your home screen. So you could just take negative 16 and then times 1 squared plus the 92 times 1, replace each t with 1, plus 80. And you can get an answer of 156. So you can do that for A, B, C, and D. Okay, that's perfectly fine. But I'm going to show you another way to do this. And you might as well practice it because you're going to need it for when you do F, G, H, and I anyway. All right? So we get 156 for that. So 156 feet. Okay, here's another way to do it. We're going to type this into our y equals. All right, here we go. So let's go type this into our y equals. So negative 16, replace the t with x squared, plus the 92x, plus the 80. Okay, that's it for now. Now, you'll notice on the sheet right here on the right side, it gives us a new window dimension. So we need to redo the window. So on our calculator, let's go to the window and let's change the numbers. X min is 0. X max is 8. Leave the scale 1. Y minimum is 0. Y maximum is 220. Now, think about why I picked those numbers. See if you can figure it out. All right, let's hit the graph. So when we hit the graph, this is cool. This is the ball flying through the air. There it goes. So watch my little arrow on the screen. So the ball started here and it flew up and it's coming back down again. Okay, so imagine you're standing on the roof of a building and you're throwing it up and then it comes down and it's making a parabola, which is a quadratic. All right? Now, here's another way you can answer A, B, C, and D. This is really cool. Hit your trace button. Now, after you hit your trace button, you can just type. Okay, I want to know where's the ball at 1 second. So I'm going to hit 1, and then I'm going to hit enter. There it is. Okay, so the ball is right here. Look at my arrow and where it's blinking. 1 second, it's at 156 feet. Okay, the next one says where is it at 2 seconds. So I do not have to hit trace again. I just hit 2, enter. Voila. The ball at 2 seconds is 200 feet. Now I'm going to go to 4 seconds. Again, I just hit 4, enter. Now you can see the ball's coming back down again. At 4 seconds, it's 192 feet. Okay, 6 seconds. Again, just type 6, enter, and whoop, it's almost to the ground. It's at 56 feet. Okay, that's just another way that you could do those problems. And you're going to need to be able to do that for some of the problems later on in this packet. Okay, the next question is, what does the constant 80 represent in the equation? Well, think about, let's look at the picture again. Think about what's going on here. Okay, I'm going to move this. I'm going to use my left arrow key. I'm going to move this back around. So the ball was thrown from the roof of a building. Okay, whoops, then I went too far. So the roof of the building is, notice how the graph moved because I went too far. So the ball is being released and then it's going up. So that 80 is the height at which the ball was thrown. Okay? Not the height of the building, the height at which the ball was thrown. Because think about it, if you're standing on the roof and you throw the ball, you're a little, with your height, that's not exactly on the roof. So it's the height at which the ball was thrown or released. Okay, so now we're going to use what we learned on the first page to find the time in seconds where the height of the ball. All right, sorry I cut off there, but Mr. Robleski was making an announcement. So let me do that again. Now we are going to use what we learned earlier in this unit and find the time in seconds when the height of the ball is given. So F, at what time is the ball 40 feet off the ground? So what we're going to do is we're going to, in our y equals, in y2, we're going to put the 40. All right, so let's go to our y equals again. And let's go to the 40. Now, I'm going to fix my window because my window got messed up a little bit. So I'm just going to go in. There we go. I fixed my window. So in y equals, in y2, I put 40. So graph that. So the ball is going through the air, and what's going to happen now is, aha, that horizontal line is marking 40 feet off the ground. Now, we want to know right here, look at where the arrow is, right here, where it's intersecting. So we learned this, okay, earlier, okay, not in the last lesson or today's lesson, but we learned about that earlier, that intersection point. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the second trace again, and you're going to have to pick number 5 this time, intersection. Well, there is only one, so you don't need to worry about moving it anywhere. Just hit enter 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So it took 6.1, I'm going to round it, 6.16 seconds for the ball to get to that spot, which is 40 feet off the ground. Okay, so we're going to say 6.16 seconds. Okay, the next question is, at what time is the ball 40 feet off the ground? So again, I'm going to go to y2 and I'm going to put in the 40 feet. So here we go. So go to my y, go down here and put in 140. So that's going to draw a horizontal line. So here's the ball going through the air, and here comes 140. Aha! So there's 2 spots where it's 140 feet. Once when the ball is going up and once when the ball is coming down. Okay, so I'm going to do the second trace, and I'm going to pick number 5 again. Now I'm just going to do the one that it's closest to first. So I see the little spider is over here on the right side. I'm going to hit enter 3 times, and it's going to give me that answer because it's the closest. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it took 5 seconds. Okay, 5 seconds is one answer. Okay, now we need to find the other answer. So again, we're going to have to go second trace, intersect, but we're going to have to move the ball closer to the other one. So use your arrow key. Okay, I'm closer to that one. Hit enter 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So that took less than a second. That took 0.75 seconds. All right, now we are going to find the maximum height of the ball. Okay, well that I just taught you. So we're going to figure out the maximum height, and we're also, so first we're going to just figure out the maximum height. Then we'll figure out the number of seconds. And then that's it for today's lesson. So the rest of this is to practice it. And again, you're going to need to use a calculator. If you don't have your own, you need to use the one on the internet that you have access to. All right, so maximum, here we go. So I'm going to go second trace, and I'm going to pick maximum because the ball's going up in the air. So I'm going to move a little bit closer, but I need to stay on the left side. Okay, I'm on the left side. That's good enough. I'm going to hit enter one time. I'm going to move the ball to the other side. Okay, that's good. I'm on the right side. I'm going to hit enter twice. Okay, and at the bottom, I've got two things going on here. I've got the maximum, 2.88, rounding, and 212.25. So the height would be the 212.25. So that is the maximum height the ball reaches. The other one, the 2.88, is the number of seconds that it took. All right, that's a lot to absorb, I know. Rewind, rewatch, whatever you need to do to understand it. Good luck, finish the packet. Again, you're going to need to use your own calculator, or you are going to need to use the one that I provided through the Moodle website. Use that calculator if you need to. All right, good luck, see you later.